having to call the cops. Um, yeah, my life is chaos. I hope you realize you're only seeing a glimpse of it, like the chaos that is my life. Since Friday, you know, Lily is, as you know, pregnant. With the idea that we need to leave Moncton. So that's what we did for most of the weekend. Is that we worked on. So we really did work on for most of the weekend. You can't leave Monkey Town. What, because of the stories? Like, no. I can't stay here for the memes. Like, I was on Twitter on the weekend, and I see Northern Lion tweeting, like, he's like, it was warm and sunny today, so I grilled. And then he's talking with his audience about all the shit he grilled outside on his deck. And I'm sitting there reading it going, oh, you got to grill? I have to call the fucking police. Like, what the fuck is this shit, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, it fucking sucks here. Are we gonna play a game? Oh my god. I forgot to tell you guys the best part of that story because I was so out of sorts when I came back. When I was, why did I call it? Okay, let me recap it real quick. Alright, so here's the simple thing that happened during the stream on Friday. Is that Lily ordered groceries. The grocery delivery service came here. Just a guy. And he saw one of our daughters in the window upstairs. It was her nap time, so she was in her room. And he thought she was wearing a mask. She wasn't. We think that it was probably her hair. She has a really bad habit. She likes to put her hair in her mouth. We try to get her to stop doing it, but like, how do you stop a 2-year-old from doing anything? So she has very, very long dark hair. So we think it was probably that she saw that her hair was over her face or whatever. So she thought the kid was wearing a mask, and then accused us of abusing our children by making them wear masks inside because he was probably a rabid anti-masker, anti-vaxxer. Is upset that people say there's global warming, not because of the warming part, but because there's the globe part. Like, oh my god, global warming, you believe that shit? You actually think the world isn't flat? Like, that's the part he gets mad at. Like, that kind of fucking lunatic. So he wouldn't leave because he thought that we were making the kids wear masks inside the house because of COVID or something. And I had to call the cops. Like, I had to call the police, and then he left, and it took a while. That's what I was doing. When I went away for one of the other times, I actually called the grocery store service and lodged a complaint. And let me tell you, they said they were going to call back within a couple hours, and they didn't. They were just like, this can just be an email. And the email was, oh, don't worry, we'll make it so he can't deliver to you again. And, like, I don't know about you, but that resolution isn't enough for me. I don't think the guy should necessarily be fired, okay? Like, I think maybe some sort of report and some sort of, put this on his file. Maybe he has to pass some sort of certification test or whatever. Like, I don't necessarily, like, maybe he's having a bad day. Maybe he was on something. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily, I'm not that vindictive, okay? Even though I'm pretty pissed. But, like, he cannot deliver to you again is not enough, okay? Like, this is just broadcasting to me that, you're the lunatics that deliver for you are just restricted to certain houses, and I just might get someone else who's restricted from another house next time they come here. Anyway, so that was it. So the best part of the story I forgot to tell you was when I called 911. I'm not sure if I should call the non-emergency number. Not really used to calling the police. Like, I have called them like once in the past, but that was for when, like, there was a van was on fire in the parking lot in Toronto. And they got mad. They got mad at me. Like, I call with, like, the van is like visibly on fire in the parking lot, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, yeah, I should probably call 911. And I call 911, and I'm like, hey, I live here. There's a van on fire in the parking lot, and she's like, yeah, we know. And I'm like, oh, sorry that I didn't have OC when I called. Like, sorry that this wasn't like a new call for you, dispatch. Like, yeah, well, we know. Like, all right, sorry to bother you. fucking repo. Like, yeah. Anyway, so when I called on Friday, like I told this part of the story. She's like, she's on the phone and she's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, he's leaving now because I think that because he's realizing I'm actually calling, and she's like, oh, okay, you know, that's fine then, we don't have to come out, call if he comes back, which I think is fairly standard, although like still like, you know, I understand they're spread thin. But the best part of that interaction, I forgot to tell you guys, was as I'm on the phone and I tell her, I'm like, yeah, there's a delivery driver and he won't leave because of X reasons, and I went into the whole story real quick, and she says to me, I swear to God, she says to me, what was he delivering? That was her first question. I swear to God, that's what she asked me. So this place sucks, man. This place sucks. Are we just talking while I'm walking around today? You too. Oh, man. Joseph, have you ever played Pathologic 2? You will. Ooh, I will. Okay. Do the S? How would you draw the special S in with these points? I don't know how you would do that. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Are you in Florida? I'm not in Florida. I'm in Canada's Florida.